Welcome back. We've been making our way through some side quests right now. We have 5 left to do. I expected us to be 3 left to do in this part, but nope. Nope, one took much longer than I expected, and then we got a follow-up. And it was a lovely follow-up. It really was nice. It really was nice. But now we got Byron's quest. I'm hoping this is going to be hilarious. I'm hoping. Three's company.
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are 2 key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Oh, go on then.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No, thank you, Clive.
Ooh. 50 renowned for this, not bad. Not bad at all. Right, so we want to head on over here. So where exactly though? Down there. Alrighto. And yeah, you can actually see Origin from this location here. Makes sense that you can, but you can see as well, as I was mentioning with the architecture in the previous part, where Ultima's race is more spiky upwards in terms of their architecture, their buildings, their design, and the Fallen seems to be more curvy from the looks of it, because this has got to be Fallen based on the location, you know, so that has to be Fallen. Interesting. Anyway, we're near enough now. We're near enough now. We do have both Jill and Joshua with us now. I was wondering where Joshua had wandered off to, but, you know, He's back.
It can't be Rutherford, can it?
I don't know.
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your... Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Do you have any idea who we are? Right, so let's test our idea here. Just get the general pattern going. So it would be get Diamond Dust, get Wings of Light. Obviously this would be based on an enemy with a stagger bar, but I want to get the pattern down that I decided to do previously. Right, so that would then be like boom. And then we'd unleash maybe Judgment Bolt at that point. Then we'd switch over, because assuming something had a stagger bar, the stagger bar would be gone. We'd do Impulse, we'd do Flames of Rebirth. And then I'd assume at that point I'd then switch over to Odin, then do Limit. I'm not going to do it now, you know. And then see about doing Dancing Steel, but again, I won't do it yet.
Get him!
That's the plan with everything I changed in the previous part, but we'll see how that works out for us going forward. There's a chest here. At the moment, I'm just building up the Zantetsuken, in case you're wondering, without using my skills. There we go.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
Now you're saying stuff I say. This is strange. Like, that could have been better.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us. Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis, or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals, but those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience.
Gotta be Gav, right?
Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Oh, okay. I didn't think outside the hideaway. Huh. Fair enough. Let's go see Quentin then. Where exactly are we going? I mean, we know we're going up here, but yeah, we're going to there. Okay.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
I did expect this to be completely different to what we've got going on. I expected a hijinks or something like that. Something very Byron-esque. Very... sort of like comedic relief at this point. But no. We got the other side of Byron. The dependable, the reliable Byron.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Again, it's going to be teleporting us straight there. Good. Ooh, I like the woodwork on the wall here.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Sometime later, you think it would say.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
It's a nice name, at least.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
I expected Byron to hug him at that point. Oh, getting closer to what I need on the... Ooh. On the renown. Juicy's Heaven's Cloud cooldown. You've put me down here. You've put me down here. Byron, you could have put me back up here so I could, get a quest over there. Nobody's tool. That's what we're doing.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Belmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Fine, we'll go together.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
We could do with some good. We really could. Just want to make sure, it's... What was it? It was... 2,850 we needed? For the next one? For the last one? For the renown?
Ah! Oh, wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Well,
Here's everything we've received.
Yeah,
and everything promised.
2,850. So I need 30 more, so this quest should
luck
get me
out there, Sid.
sorted. Anyway, let's journey on over to there. Ooh, the camera angle, this angle's weird. Ooh, I've never been up there. We'll show this, because I haven't been here this much. Normally I'd just cut at this point, but a fairly newish place. I think it's worth exploring, isn't it? Chocobo, please. Thank you.
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Doris is waiting for me near Belmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Akashic. I need to hurry.
Well, speaking of Akashic, there they are. Big old wall, though. So we want to go up here? Yes. Ooh, look at this place. Some bums! Hello! How you doing? Good day.
Right.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I was worried about the little wall then.
Back to the stables, girl.
I mean, we're gonna have something big to fight here, surely.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life.
Over here! Sick 'em!
Let's use number 3 on this guy. Yeah, that's enough for him. Only really single target. I like the AoE aspect of Zantetsuka.
Over here!
Belmung Dark, Writ of Designation. The Kingdom of Lud hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
I mean, we're clearly going in there, right? I'm gonna try and build up Zantetsuken, but hold on to it as well when we get to 5, because I feel like something big's coming our way.
Now, Torgal! Let there be light!
Whoa! I forgot Joshua was around. Because it is. Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that better captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal losses of Waluda lives.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Ugh. Kinda creepy with all the swords pointing at his head then. We're going in there, surely. Memorandum on Kuza Beast feeding. Recent supply... Oh, no. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may even be its preferred source of sustenance. Oh no. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Oh god. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Just gotta find the way upstairs now. Thought I was gonna go through that door, but maybe not. Or maybe I do and I've just gone the wrong way completely. That's possible. Because there's no way out here. How do I get up? How do I get up? It's gonna be there, right? I'll find it eventually. Unless the stair... I thought maybe there was a gap here and there were stairs. How do I get up? It's gotta be an up. I'll find it. I mean, that's it. There we go. I knew there had to be stairs somewhere. Alright. Bye, guys. We'll see you later. We're busy. How's it going, Doris? Now, not to point out something, but could you maybe help us with, a few things coming our way, maybe? No? Alright. Oh, now most of them go. Okay. So that one just died, apparently. Okay. Very well.
No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Use the key on the locked gate. Okay. Oh, hello! How you doing? We met before. Do you remember? We'll head on down, but I think we're all knowing what we're heading for. Nope. I mean, that looked like I activated a trap when that happened, but no. But no. Bloop.
Let's see what we can find down here.
That's worrying. Amber. It really wants me to go out there.
A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards, they're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
There we go.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
We knew it was cut. Oh, God.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Right, where's the ore? There's the ore. Alright, mate! You're a bit blue, aren't you? Double-D-double-die. Oh. Huh. Makes sense.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Now we'll try and enact my plan. There you go, like, see. It's taking its stagger bar down quite fast, and now it's like, build this up. Get that mega flare going.
Nice try.
Oh dear, Joe. Unleash that. Same time, get the judgment bolt going. Should bring you staggered, near enough. Flames of Rebirth at the same time here. Alright, so it has to wait until that's finished before it'll stagger it. There you go. Right, we need to change up how we do that slightly. That's okay. Just testing out the new idea, you know. It didn't limit break, so, you know. May as well get that Santetsuken out again a little bit there. Right, so yeah, the plan went reasonably well there. Just need to adjust slightly so the Flames of Rebirth does come when it staggers, not before, because it won't stagger it partway through. And again, right now, just building up the Santetsuken again for future stuff.
Too slow.
Because it's got low health, so may as well.
This one. Nice try. Sick 'em.
Come on, mate. Ooh, hello.
Nice try.
Right. There we go. Yeah, the general idea there is good. I just need to work on making sure the stagger's done before Flames of Rebirth. And we have got enough renown now. Yeah. Ooh, used in crafting.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
I mean, you could also bring the diary. It's not still there, is it? It's hard to tell from that distance. Put it in the shelves. Sometime later.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Just thinking maybe we could change up a few more things. Ooh, hello. 2 seconds? I don't feel that's enough, really. Like, everything fits together in my pattern at the moment. So I don't feel that's too much change, really. But anyway, the renown.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Well, you're not. Oh. Well, we got that one.
All yours.
Now what? That's it.
All done?
That's it. What we got here, Nectar? You alright, Kupo? Oh, yeah, we're alright, mate. We're alright. So we got you now. The Masterless Marauder. No idea where it is. S rank, though. Interesting, interesting. What else we got around, then? So, we got no new quest here. That's good. So what we'll do, then, is we shall obviously end this part here. And in the next part, we'll see about trial and error. Maybe get all 3? Depends on follow-ups. Depends how long they are. You know how it is. But we'll see about that in the next part. Ta-ra for now.